What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, I want to give a big shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks for their 137 to 113 victory over the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers, there was, considering that they don't have their two best players in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, though they have two new acquisitions from Portland, that being Norman Powell and also what's the other one? Robert Covington, who played well last night, but they're still not at full strength. But they fall to 27 and 28 on the year. The Bucks improved to 34 and 21. Um, the Clippers, I think, this is going to be a wash year. Like this is just going to be a sacrificial year. I don't think Kawhi Leonard's going to come back this year. Paul George will be back eventually. I don't know when, but you know, this is the thing about the Clippers, though, y'all. Every year we keep saying if, but injuries keep playing a role. Injuries keep playing a factor every season. And they could never get a team, ever since the team has been constructed back in 2019, we can never have a season where these guys are healthy. Because Kawhi Leonard's going to miss 20 games every year. Paul George seems to be increasingly fragile. He gets hurt. I think he's got hurt almost every year since 2018. So that's one thing that could hurt this team is that they just can't stay healthy, in particular their two best players. But we'll see for next season. The Milwaukee Bucks. This is the second game in a row they scored 137 points, two victories, and this was definitely a blitzkrieg by committee. It wasn't just Giannis or maybe Middleton doing all the heavy lifting. A lot of players got off in this game. Pat Covington had 18. Giannis, I believe, had 20. Was it 28 and 10? Yeah, 28 and 10 and 5 assists. Chris Middleton, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Bobby Portis had 24 points, 11 rebounds. Drew Holiday, 27 points, 13 assists. And Greg Monroe, the new acquisition, 9 points and 4 rebounds. And this is the thing about the Bucks, y'all. I definitely believe the Bucks have their eyes and their sights set on the postseason, but they can't just coast through the season. I think in the past it was important for this team to try to win a whole bunch of games and get first seed. But because they won a championship last year as the third seed, and I think Giannis wants to preserve himself a little bit more. He was a little bit banged up in the playoffs, a little bit banged up coming into this season. A lot of these guys are banged up for much of this year. They still don't have Brook Lopez. I think because of that, maybe, you know, they don't want to. I think they got their foot on the pedal, but it's not full acceleration. And I'm not trying to give them excuses because it's not. They lost way too many games. But if the Bucks can get it together and get rolling, you still don't want to count Giannis and the Bucks out. You know what I'm saying? They're the defending NBA champions. I know a lot of people don't respect that championship, but if they're able to repeat as champions, then you have to give them that respect. That proves it's not a fluke, you know. But at the end of the day, it was a good victory for the Milwaukee Bucks, and Giannis he's in my opinion, if he's not the best player in the NBA, he's definitely if he's not the best player in the NBA, he's been the best player the last couple of years. Right now, I got to say Joel Embiid's been the best player, but Giannis is right there. And when you consider the talent around him, he doesn't have quite the all-star cast everybody else has, but they're still able to play at a high level. He plays, the Bucks do well in spite of their coach. So it is what it is. Tell me what you guys think.